Howdy, hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to Disney Daily. Just when I started to think I knew everything there is to know about Disney animation, I am proven wrong time and time again. What most Disney fans don't realize, including myself at one point, is that Disney animation was not always the top dog industry, releasing back-to-back hits that we know it to be today. Rather, it was a studio that ran into a lot of problems early on in its career and struggled to find an identity once Walt passed away in 1966. After studying the different waves of Disney animation, I would say one of the biggest problems that happened occurred after the release of Sleeping Beauty. You see, to give some context, Sleeping Beauty was a box office flop, and because of this, Disney animation evidently stayed away from fairy tale movies for exactly 30 years. That is until a new Disney movie with a very different kind of leading lady was introduced to the world, that lady being Ariel, Disney's first mermaid princess. Now, if you have been to my channel before, then you know this wasn't the first time that animation was saved by a Disney princess. However, I would argue that the timely introduction and undeniable success of The Little Mermaid was what really put Disney movies on the map and kickstarted the booming Renaissance era. But just how did Ariel's movie save Disney? Well, I plan to answer that exact question in today's video. You see, prior to The Little Mermaid's release in 1989, the company had really lost its sense of direction and self, which was revealed in detail in a book called Demystifying Disney: A History of Disney Animation. Chris Pallant, the author of the book, points to the death of Walt as being the first wave of disconnect for Disney creators, and then the death of his brother Roy in 1971 as being the reason for the second wave. In the 80s in particular, Pallant talks about how the main focus of those movies was not innovation or quality, but rather about cutting costs. In addition to this, Disney's rival companies started to make their own mark in animation. In 1986, Don Bluth would release his film An American Tail, which would significantly outperform Disney's animated movie release that same year. After this, Disney set its sights on a new project, one that was originally intended to be released in the 30s, this project being The Little Mermaid. But what was it about The Little Mermaid that made it so successful? Well, one of the major reasons was the amazing script written by John Musker and Ron Clements. But Ron Clements, the director of The Little Mermaid, attributes the popularity and success to more than just a good script. Clements, in an interview, said its success had to do with a lot of factors that came together at one time. He further explains that one of these factors was new management at Disney. Clements recalls both Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberger, who had come to Disney after previously working for Paramount Studios. He says that although they were new to animation, their ambition and excitement is what contributed to a change in the animation department. The two also had a willingness to be experimental, which led to more intricate and expensive animation projects. He also attributes the success of the film to the new wave of baby boomer animators that were a part of the project and who all wanted to make something remarkable and memorable. Basically, they were young, new, and hungry creators just waiting to show the world what they could do. And one of the last major factors that Clements recalls was a game changer for this movie was the dynamic duo of Howard Ashman and Alan Menken's musical numbers, which added a unique and unforgettable touch to the story. It was the perfect storm that came together at Disney, and as a result, it led to one of the most beloved Disney tales of all time. Additionally, the success of the movie, I would argue, gave a renewed confidence to those who worked in animation. Well, that concludes this episode of Disney Daily. My question for you all is, which Disney movie in the Renaissance era is your favorite? As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.